Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request from Mike, OCB Communications. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, PayPal, CashApp, those are the best ways to do it. Links are down below in info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. And my good friend wanted me to check out this Hulu documentary called Too Funny to Fail from 2017, which is a documentary on the Dana Carvey show, which lasted, well, 8 episodes, but they only showed 7 of them. It was on ABC sometime in the 90s, and it's interesting to see this kind of stuff for these shows that had such a short life. Because the Dana Carvey show, I didn't follow a whole lot. I didn't watch it when it came out. To be honest, I still haven't watched it to this day. I'd heard of it, like the Ben Stiller show. That was another sketch show that people say were ahead of its time, that had a short lifespan. I don't know if anyone's done a documentary on the Ben Stiller show. But I mean, that'd be cool to see more documentaries on these short-lived things and what happened to them. Whether it be, I was surprised there isn't one on Firefly, or Grade the Bunny, or some of these other ones. It'd be really cool to see that. Even the ones that you're like, what the fuck? Like, how the hell was this even a show? Well, yeah, again, that'd be a cool story to know about. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be 90 minutes, but here, it didn't bother me, the running time. Just like, man, 90 minutes for something that only lasted like 8 episodes? But I thought it was good because they dotted the I's, they crossed the T's, and pretty much anything you could have wanted to know about it, you got. And I think it also helps with the people they got with it. They got most of the parties that were involved with this. Dana Carvey is interviewed, which I always liked Dana Carvey. I liked him on SNL, liked him on Wayne's World, and he has a good sense of humor about the whole thing. Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert, Robert Smigel, who produced the show. He would also, the same guy that would do Triumph, the insult dog on Conan O'Brien and other stuff. He's the guy behind that. Some of the other actors who were involved. This I thought was funny. They even got the ABC, one of the chairmen of ABC at the time, to give his point of view of what happened. Which I thought was interesting because, no matter what he said, people don't shit on him. The fact that he came in and gave his own point of view, I do commend the guy for. Even this critic who gave it a crappy this was the funniest bit in one of the funniest bit in this, where this critic who saw the first episode and shit on it, then he reads a letter he got saying how he sucks. Then they interview the fan who wrote the letter and say, yeah, me and these guys wrote this, and this is where we sent it out, and this is what we thought of the guy, and now it's this many years later, I'm talking about it. How crazy is that? I thought that was so... They talked to the guy who gave a Steven review to the critic who gave a Steven review to the show. That I did not expect, and I thought, okay, that's actually pretty ingenious. I liked that. But they do a good job for a guy like me who didn't know anything about this show of telling in a understandable fashion a linear structure of what happened. So they talked about Dana Carvey. Spoilers, by the way, for those who want to give this a look. Again, it's Hulu. I thought it was interesting, especially with the people that got involved. Everyone seems proud of it. So they talk with Dana Carvey. It's cool because they actually have stuff from back to the day. Like they have an interview he did from 1982. They talk about how he was growing up, auditioning for SNL. They show the audition tape he did for SNL, which was the chop and broccoli shtick. And you have Dana Carvey reflecting on his time on SNL. You have Robert Smigel, how he wanted to be on SNL, but he was never on at that time. And again, he's the guy that came over with Triumph the Insult Dog and other stuff. And how he met Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey, he quit SNL. This is after Wayne's World. And I didn't know this. There was talk of him doing late night and taking over for David Letterman. I never knew that. I never knew there was a point where Dana Carvey was going to take over for David Letterman's spot. Granted, that might not have been successful because it might have been like the Chevy Chase show. Where's the documentary for that? There needs to be a documentary on that fucking show. And what the hell happened with that. I mean, someone did like a fan, like they just discussed it, but I mean like this. That would be interesting. Granted, people actually like this show, and that's more of a train wreck, but that'd be interesting to hear about, too. So Dave Curry might do late night, but instead he wants to do another sketch comedy show. Only they could do whatever they want. Now, they had options. It was between ABC and HBO. Now, this seems to happen a lot. Not a lot, but this is not the first I've ever heard this option of going from ABC to HBO. The same thing happened to the Kevin Smith cartoon Clerks. Because I remember having those DVDs and listening to the commentary on them. And they explain what happened. They said they had an option. HBO really wanted it. I think it was HBO. It was one of them. I want to say it was HBO. Or was it Comedy Central? It was one of those cable channels. One of them wanted it. The cable channels. They said, we'll give you this much. But they wanted ABC because it's more prime time. And hey, these other shows are big hits. We'll follow through on them. ABC, if you want edgy programming, is the wrong place to go. The Clerks cartoon failed. This show failed in terms of not lasting that long. Yeah, remember ABC. I watched ABC all the time during this time period. Although I guess I missed the Dana Carvey show because it just, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't watch it. Maybe it was long late enough I had to go to bed for school or something. I don't know. But, or it just didn't last that fucking long for me to pay attention to it. But yeah, I remember Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step, Home Improvement. These are very kid-friendly material. Kids and families and moms and dads will watch together. But then you have a show where the first episode, the first segment is, what if Bill Clinton had 8 nipples, and so babies and dogs are lapping at his nipples, and it's Bill Clinton played by Dana Carvey. Now, I'm not saying it's not funny. I'm just saying not the right audience. But they went to ABC. They're going to go after Home Improvement, who was like the #1 show at the time. And I love Home Improvement. One of my favorite sitcoms. Then they talk about the people they got for the show. Steve Carell. They actually show, which you can find on YouTube, the old commercial he was in. And that he was part of Second City. His understudy was Stephen Colbert. And they talked with those two and how they got involved. They also got writers Louis C.K. He's not interviewed. But they interviewed some of the other actors. Heather Morgan, Bill Cott. And they go through some of the sketches they made. Like Carell and Colbert doing the nauseated waiters. Or Germans who say loud things. Nice things loudly. Now, as they're creating this idea for the show, this is when Disney bought ABC. So now, it was ABC, family friendly, now it's Disney owned. Whenever Disney owns something, you know shit's going to hit the fan. Now, they had two segments they wanted to start off with. Some say you should start off with the Oliver Stone, what if he did a movie about the Revolutionary War? Because JFK had been out among other stuff, and okay, now it's like people doing these like Oliver Stone, how much would he change history, all that jazz. Or we do the Clinton breastfeeding. They're like, no, let's not have that to begin with. Let's have that for later. But Smigel and others were adamant, no, this is going to make a stamp. This is who we are. And apparently, when they aired it, Home Improvement was a big lead-in. 6 million people left in 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, 6 million people went. Because they didn't want to see a Bill Clinton breastfeeding babies and dogs. Now, you see the steal, it's kind of funny, but not the audience at that time wanted to see that. Wrong audience. Oh, they also talked with Bill Hader because he was a fan of the show, so he's interviewed as well. Steve Carell tells a funny story that they got a lot of hate mail. They only got a handful of fan mail, and he read one and went, "This writing looks familiar." And he calls his mom. He's like, "Hey, Mom, you know this name here?" And the mom's like, "Why? Mom, did you write oh, well, honey, I really liked your show." So one of the few fan letters he got was from his mom. I thought that was funny. And they got a shitload of backlash. Now, and I thought this was kind of a funny thing. One of the things they wanted to do on the show was every week they would have a sponsor. Like back in the day, you had the Colgate Family Hour, like Abbott Costello, Red Skelton. Back in the day, they would do that where they have a show, but sponsored by Colgate or sponsored by this and that. So every week it'd be the Taco Bell Dana Carvey show or the Mudge Root Beer Dana Carvey show. But they got so much backlash from that opening show and really the opening segment that Taco Bell withdrew because so many people wrote that. I mean, Taco Bell fucking sucks anyway. Shit food. The last time I had Taco Bell was like 10 years ago, and I just got plain taco with cheese, and it tasted like paper. It was like eating a bunch of paper. Like if I ate this, it'd be like eating tacos at Taco Bell. Fuck Taco Bell. I like tacos, but not Taco Bell. Eat tacos at home, much better. So Taco Bell withdrew the sponsorship. They're like, well, they were only going to be for one episode anyway. But then more followed suit and said, well, we don't want that backlash. So they got fewer choices for sponsors. I also did not realize that this is where the ambiguously gay duo was created. Because I do remember that scene on SNL. The cartoons, it's like the Batman, those cartoons But what if the two seemed like they were gay, and then the villains are like, "What are you looking at?" "Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing." But the heroes are always in these positions that seem gay. That's because after the show ended, I guess Lauren Michaels and them liked what they saw and said, "Hey, could you bring that over to SNL?" And so you saw a lot more of that on SNL. Which I don't know if that's been done before, where they something from one sketch show was carried over to a different sketch show in that way. So I thought that was interesting. Never knew about that. And that's where they go into the critic, the David Stephen review, and then the guy who David Stephen reviewed to the critic, and they're both interviewed. I thought that was funny. And then the reviews got better. Critics saw the show more and they got better reviews. And again, it's interesting that they have the ABC guy in there to talk about his headaches with these guys and trying to explain his point of view. Now, you may disagree with his point of view, but I like that that point of view was in there because it's rare that you have that. And he's looking at it from a business sense of these things are meant to make money. We're not making money. It's not doing anything in the ratings. Advertisers are bailing. We're getting a lot of crap from it. And about how some people like Spiegel were trying to be angry at the executives, so they would put that in the show. Like tempting fate. I'm trying to think what else I was going to say on that. Sorry, my damn sinuses. Damn, there's something other point I was going to make about I forgot. Oh, one funny bit that I really enjoyed was as the show is going on, they're like, Smidel goes, "You know what? I've never seen Home Improvement. I figure it's Tim Allen, and it's a man show." So he's watching and you realize, oh, this is much more family friendly than he thought. And they show this thing, and you see like Steve Carell and Colbert and them reacting to this, where it's like the special episode of Home Improvement, where oh, it's like one of the kids may have cancer or something. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and he may die, and on a special episode of Home Improvement, followed by that the Mud's Beer Dana Carvey Friday Hour. And like just the way like Steve, like these people are laughing about, like, oh my god, like yeah, this is very special. And then the Mud's Beer root beer Dana Carvey show. It's like, yeah, this is very different things. So they filmed the 8th episode and ABC didn't air it. It was done. They talk about finding out what to do afterwards. And Dana Carvey, he went back to stand up and he was a bit happier because he got to spend more time with his kids. Apparently the Late Show, the Jon Stewart show, people behind there was like, "Hey, Stephen Colbert, was you? Like, what have you done?" "Oh, that one with the waiters, and okay, we love that. You come on." "Well, this other guy, Steve Carell, did it." "Yeah, you bring him on too." And so they were on that. That helped propel their careers. And you could tell Colbert and Carell, which I don't like Stephen Colbert as a person, because of his political derangement syndrome. But I will give credit. They really give credit to Dana Carvey and Smigel. Like, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have careers. So I thought that was really nice for them to do. Again, the Ambiguously Gay duo got onto SNL, and Smigel got to work on SNL. And these kind of worked out the way they should, so. It would have been nice to see if there were other, like, people who are big fans of the show. They come and they give their 2 cents on it. Guess the biggest one that you did was Bill Hader. But yeah, other than that, like, it went at a good pace. It pretty much told all you needed to hear. You got to see snippets of the sketches, whether it be like the prankster stuff, sketches in there. It seemed like a decent show. Not maybe not the funniest show. Like there's this one with this grandma who's a clown. That even I thought didn't seem that fucking funny. But yeah, where it's just she's just moving slowly, and usually like people in the audience they laugh at everything, but even then you like hear like, am I supposed to laugh? Ha ha. But then there's some people that just adored it who are comedy writers. They adore it. But I'm trying on the audience side on that. They just like, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't know if I would love the show, but there seemed like some funny stuff in the snippets I saw. And I kind of want. I guess the reason Hulu did this is because the people involved. I mean, Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert, Dana Carvey. At least you would get familiar names to talk about something they did early in their career, and that maybe enough people would see those names and go, okay, we'll check this out, because the name's involved. And overall, I thought this was an entertaining documentary. Well worth a watch. I know I told everything about it, but either way. This I thought was fun. This was fun to watch. I like these kind of documentaries, where it doesn't seem like they really missed anything. So, yeah, definitely a thumbs up for me. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.